And Deadpool, he's just so like he's so like blatantly pansexual, but it doesn't take away from anything. It doesn't cause controversy. He just is who he is.
Hmm.
He's confident in, and it gives representation at the same time as it does an action movie, superhero movie.
You already know what it is.
Yeah, it's your boy Jay back at again with the Geeked Out podcast. I'm here with the man that needs no introduction, Chance himself. So that's my boy right there. So on today's episode, I'm going to be talking to Chance and learning more about Chance as a comic fan and everything that makes him the comic fan that he is. All right, Chance,
Definitely different. Let's go.
let's do it. So my first question, Chance, when did you get into comics? What was your realization that this shit's for you?
I don't know if it was comics per se because I've never really read a comic book. I don't think. I might have skimmed through a couple, but as far as like animated stuff, like probably, I mean, we're talking about like, are we talking like exclusive like Marvel DC stuff or just like animation like period?
I mean, anything to do with superheroes. I just got to be the big two.
Because I mean, I think my first introduction was probably He-Man.
It's valid.
Yeah, like
That's
He-Man,
oldie.
He-Man, Skeletor, which shows my age a little bit, but yeah, that was probably like my first introduction. I thought that was dope. Then I went to like some people don't know, but like Silverhawks and then Thundercat. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, you showing your age for sure, bro.
I mean, these were classics. So they don't make these no more.
No, you're right. You're right.
But as far as what crossing over to like Marvel DC type things, I think the original X-Men, Spider-Man,
Yeah, that's a good one for sure.
I think those is what got me. So yeah,
Nah, I feel that's that OG X Men for sure was a
yeah,
was a great for a lot of people.
that was it.
No,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I mean, in my age, in the '80s, Saturday morning cartoons was like that was a vibe. You wake up early, get even though you wanted to sleep in, you still woke up early, got your bowl of cereal, and then you just put on the cartoons, and that was it. Darkwing,
No,
come on, son, Darkwing Duck was it.
I feel that. I feel that. All right, so this new day and age, superheroes are a huge thing. So, who would you say is your number one hero right now?
Besides my character, Blood Knight, that y'all need to go get that comic novel on Amazon right now. Geeked Out presents Welcome to Wolfhaven, and then
Oh,
also the second book out. You know what I'm saying? Reflections of an Idol. Y'all might want to go cop that on Amazon. But Blood Knight would be my favorite, but y'all don't know about him yet. So I would say he's a combination of my two favorites, which are Wolverine and Deadpool.
a solid combo. I'd say a lot of people love Wolverine. More recently, a lot of people started loving Deadpool. What would you say is your favorite thing about the two? Because obviously they're two very different, somewhat similar but very different characters. So what makes both of these your favorite?
I think they're more like closer to my personality. Like if I could deep dive with them, I think that I think at the core, Wolverine, aka Logan, and Deadpool, aka what is it, Wade. I think they're good at heart. Like they have a good heart,
Okay.
but I think they're very aggressive in their personalities.
Oh,
And
oh yeah,
I think if you don't know them or what they're trying to do for you, I think they come off as dickheads or assholes. So
yeah.
I think many people in our group chat would probably say that don't know me or haven't really thought about it like, yo, he chances an asshole, like for real.
I feel. I feel. I mean, I could definitely see how like these are very misunderstood characters, like on the surface, but once you actually read or see more about them, you see that they're harsh, but they care. You feel me? They have that heart. They're actually good, decent people,
Yeah.
so to speak. I feel so. You know, gearing off to Wolverine first. Obviously, like you said, you didn't really read a lot of comics, so you're more of a visual watcher. What would you say is the most memorable scene you have of Wolverine? Like one of those scenes that you look at and you can rewatch again and again and get those same goosebumps.
Mm.
So, all right, take a minute. I know there's a lot.
Yeah, we talking about years of things.
Okay. Oh yeah, but what's one thing that like first thing that pops in your head like that stands out that that you think about when you think about Wolverine?
I think Logan, man. I
Oh
think
yeah,
I think the movie Logan. I think it was. I don't. I can't. Don't quote me now because I don't remember who directed it and who wrote it. But I think that it was well written. It was definitely great. It was good. It was directed really well. But I thought it was like perfect. Like he comes full circle pretty much.
yeah,
You can see how his feelings are. You can see how he's really trying to take care of, what is it, X-27, is it?
yeah,
Is she X-27? I think X-27. But how he's trying to take care of her like a father figure type thing. And not to go deep into my John because I don't usually do that, but I got kids now, so I've done a lot of evolving and growing because of them. So I could see like that kind of that's kind of like my moment that I'll be like, okay, I can watch this over and over because like, and then the end scene, it's a tearjerker. You know what I mean? It's your man's.
oh yeah. No, trust me, I remember. I was surprised at how good that movie was. There was a lot of controversy about X-Men at the time and the movies.
Hmm.
When Logan came out, it was for me it was a masterpiece.
Yeah, I think I
But
think I think Brian was right. Like, well, I think Hugh was right too. Like he said, he didn't want to do anything else because like, how do you top that? And then Ryan came in and did what Ryan does, but basically, we're just gonna pretend like that's in its own world. That chapter finished, and where you come in, we haven't reached Logan yet. So this is like fillers.
oh
So
yeah, and for me that's the beauty of comics is that you don't have to like for example like in a movie or show someone dies, that's it for them. If you want them back, it's got to be some plot hole or some way to bring them back that we ain't know about.
yeah,
But with comics, you can kill someone off and that'll be its own universe. You know what I mean? Like you can go and start something new.
yeah, I agree.
And like I said, I think it's fun for example, in pop culture, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacres, but if you look at the timeline, it's all over the place. And for me, it was annoying because I started from the beginning, watch every year it came out, and it didn't make no sense. The movies alone, they were good. Some were good, some were alright. It didn't make no sense
Yeah, so
until I learned.
I'm
What's
a
up?
I'm a date my age again. So I've never really watched Texas Chainsaw. I watched the first one, and this was obviously in the '80s, and this is when DVD players were obviously they were compact disc players. So instead of small DVD player, they were like a record vinyl player that you put,
Ooh, nice.
and they were like silver, I believe, or clear, something like that, like silver or clear, something like that. But they were definitely balls. They were big, like a vinyl, and
Yeah.
you put it into like a recorder, and then it played. So that's the only one that I ever saw. I never watched any other ones because as I got older, like scary movies weren't really scary to me no more. So I just felt like it was just a waste.
No, I definitely feel that. For me, scary movies are more so like I enjoy like the story of it. You know what I mean? I enjoy like a good. For me, maybe story isn't as important for me. I should say it's more so character driven. You
Yeah,
give me some good characters. For me, the movie story doesn't matter as much as long as the characters really carry it. Um, but like I was saying with Texas Chainsaw, is if you follow it in chronological order, it makes no sense. But if you go online and like they'll break it down for you, like which universes are together,
Yeah.
then you can just kind of watch it in segments. And that's my thing about comics. You can do the same thing. You just have to know which universe belongs to what. And lucky for that, it works. Like an anime, that shit don't work. But moving on. You said Deadpool is your other favorite. What's your Deadpool moment?
What's my Deadpool moment? I think the beginning scene of the first one, because
I,
because it was like leaked footage
I rock.
supposedly that Ryan, and I think it was more so like again, it's kind of personal. It's like you want something to happen so bad, and people don't believe it, so you just do it yourself. Like, okay, cool. So y'all don't want to believe this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you that this is something that people want, and then the
He
beginning
was right.
the beginning scene was just is like, wow, we really got Deadpool on the screen. Like that's crazy. And
You know,
it was a perfect character. Like Ryan plays him to a T.
oh no, first listen. I played the Deadpool game before the Deadpool movies came out, like a while ago. And
Yeah.
you're right. Ryan Reynolds was one of those characters born for his role. You know?
Like I'm curious of, and we can get into that on another pod because I kind of know who I want to do it as of right now. But when they recast Wolverine, I'll be intrigued. But to me, like there's a certain people like I can only see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I can only see Ryan as Deadpool. I can only see Iron Man as Tony. Like there's just certain people I can only see as something.
No, that's definitely going to be troublesome in the future. Probably more so for us than like the younger generation, of course. But I feel you got those characters that just are that character. You feel me? Like Thor, Chris Hemsworth. I can't think of another actor that would work for
Yeah,
personally. But in terms of Deadpool, I do agree. Like he fought for that movie, and thank God he did because those movies were priceless.
yeah,
You know, and it's funny 'cause I don't think people really remember the first Deadpool was a Valentine's Day movie. It came out on Valentine's Day,
yeah.
and for me, it's the best Valentine's Day movie of all time. Now, I might get some heat for that, but for me, it was definitely the best watch I've ever had on a Valentine's
Yeah, it was. I like that. It was fire.
Day. It was good, and it was a love story at its core, like Deadpool says in the beginning. But it was a fun ride for sure. I think my favorite part of those movies are every time he interacted with the taxi driver.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was a funny
I,
movie.
I'm blanking on this, but those are my favorite parts of the movie for sure.
Yeah, definitely rewatch.
And Deadpool
I could
Deadpool is
definitely,
definitely a great pick for a favorite.
I could definitely rewatch one and two.
Oh, without a doubt. I think something I like about Deadpool, I have a lot of friends in the LGBT community, and Deadpool, he's just so like he's so like blatantly pansexual, but it doesn't take away from anything. It doesn't cause controversy. He just is who he is.
Hmm.
He's confident in, and it gives representation at the same time as it does an action movie, superhero movie. It covers so many bases with Deadpool, which I think is cool, especially that he's now hideous to look at, right? But again,
I think it
you
does
know,
it.
he,
I think it does it good too. It doesn't seem like oh we have to do this for the movie or we have to meet this quota. So let's just put that in there real quick. It just comes off like effortless.
and that's how I feel. That's how I feel it should be done. I feel like I don't really agree with people when they get upset about like characters being turned gay. Like it doesn't bother me, but I do see how it's better and more contributing when you have the character just be what they are, and you don't really like fixate on it. You give it them, they make it very blatantly clear, but it's just they continue to be who they are, and I think that's cool. I think it
Let,
gives people the right idea.
let me ask you a question before we get back into it. Have you seen the boy? You caught up?
With what? Call what?
The boys?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You all caught up?
Oh yeah.
Did you read the comics of it?
I did not read the comic. I read the comics a little bit when the first season came out,
Okay.
but I don't want to keep reading because I want no spoilers.
Because the question was I feel like people are upset about it because they pretty much turned Buddy bisexual, and I don't think people were cool on that. They were, I think they were kind of like, oh, so we had to do that because it kind of came at a left for me, and that's why I didn't really pay attention to season 1 and 2 to see if there were signs of it. But he always seemed like he was just pretty much like straight like that, and then at the beginning of the season, it's kind of like, whoa, I didn't know,
Well,
but I didn't know Buddy was on that.
see, that's a great example. It's because like people forget, right? Like bisexual, right? Bisexual means you're two things: you're straight and you're gay. So he's not any less straight than he was before. He just is also gay. And like I said, I don't mind when things get thrown out left field. Obviously, I do enjoy when writers put more care into like showing signs or making it like like some kind of like hints at it, or
Yeah,
else it feels like to people like they're just doing it to But like I said, like it is true. Like you can know someone your whole life. They talk to girls. They've been hooking up with girls, dated girls, and they could be bisexual. You never know because, like I said, you are two things. And in terms of that, how that goes, is just I think it just is what it is. Like I feel like people get too caught up in thinking that the character is any less cool because they're gay,
yeah,
and I think that really it culminates to two reasons for me. Either the person has problem with the LGBT people, or the person is upset that they no longer can fully relate to their favorite character. You know,
yeah,
like I love Superman. I like everything he stands for. I like and if he turned out to be gay, that'll just be part of him that I no longer can relate to. You know,
yeah,
but like I said, if he was gay, it wouldn't bother me. It didn't bother me if it was gonna be gay, if it was gonna be black. For me, Superman because of his morals. So I think it just depends on how you view the character and how you view yourself in that character.
yeah. Like I didn't care about it either. I just think that's probably where a lot of the hardcore, straight, super masculine men started to be like, oh, here we go.
I mean, and it's like a lot of like tropes in that movie. I mean, the show is that like a lot of people are from like a different time. A lot of people are like older. Some people are younger. And in those old times, if you were gay, you just had to shut the fuck up because if not, you're going to get either killed, beat, or shunned.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, as I said, for me, it doesn't bother me, and that's what I like about Deadpool is that he just is who he is. He's straight. Clearly, he likes men. Clearly, he likes giant men made of metal. It don't really matter.
yeah.
But like I said, I digress.
Keep it going.
So if you had to choose in a fight, not to the death, because obviously these two guys can't really die. But I'm talking about in the ring, using their powers. Who's winning? Wolverine, Deadpool. Who's the first one to get knocked out?
Well, to be clear, I think Blood Knight would win. If we're being clear,
Well,
you know what I
well, I
mean.
mean,
But
I don't want to bring Powerhouse into it either, but we're talking about these two. Don't worry.
but again, y'all don't know Blood Knight. Y'all need to go get Geeked Out Presents Welcome to Wolfhaven on Amazon, and you can find out what we're talking about. But what is written right here by these two guys. But I'd probably go with Wolverine really because I fell in love with Wolverine first. Deadpool came later because I came late to the party with Deadpool. I didn't really know much about him, so like people started calling me Deadpool, and I was like, "What y'all calling me Deadpool for?" And they were like, "Just because you're sarcastic and you're a dickhead." So then I started like researching. I said, "Oh, okay," and then found out he was kind of like Wolverine-ish. Then I started to fuck with him too. But Wolverine was always like my first dude. So I probably pick Wolf.
I think Wolverine definitely has a few advantages. Deadpool might be a better skilled fighter, but I don't know if he's as strong as Wolverine is.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wolverine's been in the paint a lot longer.
yeah,
Dude fought in the Civil War. He better know how to fight by now.
yeah. Fuck with Wolverine.
I feel all right. So I think to wrap it up, I think my last question would be if obviously we've already created Blood Knight, but if you were to create a character, right, to add to like the MCU, the Marvel universe, and it were to be like a sidekick to Wolverine and Deadpool, let's say like like a mentor mentee type of deal. I want you to give this character a name, and I want you to tell me his personality and powers. All right, let's get those creative juices flowing. See how quick you come up with it.
Well, I mean, I think Blood Knight is the best, period. But you know what I'm saying? We already did that, which is kind of, again, why y'all need to go check it out because that's what we did. We love Marvel, we love DC, but we're, not saying sick of it, but, you know, you can only retell the same stories over and over for so long and the same type of people. Like, we wanted to make something brand new, different city, different characters, different, I always fuck up this word, ethnicities, definitely different sexual preferences. So that's why we did what we did. Like, you get some new age shit. So, if you love Wolverine, you love Deadpool, then now you got Blood Knight. You love Superman and who's over there on Marvel like that, Century, and you got your powerhouse. You love the Flash, you got Killer Speed, you know what I mean? So but on the fly, I don't feel like he'll be a sidekick though, you know what I'm saying? Like if I was to make him, he wouldn't be no sidekick.
No, for sure. But if you had to create a sidekick for these two, let's say like the movie comes out
I
and
mean,
they're
I feel like
training
his
them.
I feel like his powers would have to be the same. Like he would have to have some kind of healing factor at some
Okay,
point. Especially if he's gonna rock with them because they're gonna get into it. And if they fight
right.
and he can't heal,
Oh yeah.
he done.
Oh,
So
for sure. That's
so
a good. Yeah.
he would definitely be Spanish. You know what I mean? Because we need some Spanish representation up in there. So yeah, if I would say he would have long hair. Maybe a bun, beard, nose ring. He tatted up. He'd be that dude though. What is it,
So,
Nate?
look, you heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Chance is auditioning for the role in this Deadpool Wolverine movie. Everyone, make sure you text the writers, studio, get him casted.
To be honest, I'd rather audition for Welcome to Wolfhaven. You know what I mean? Since it's our own shit. But I feel by the time production comes and all that good stuff, I feel like I'd be too old to do those workouts and be in that shape. Because you know what I'm saying, the way we wrote it, and then especially the second book, or the third book, but the second book to Wolfhaven that I haven't finished, there's definitely a lot of naked scenes in there. So, you know, my body's but so old right now, so I don't know what we looking like. So by the
I
time
feel, I was worried too. If I take this shirt off, I don't want the ladies to, only focus on me the whole movie. Then no one else gets no love. So I gotta,
Yeah, I feel you. So,
you know,
what would his name be? What were some of the names that I had that we said no? Um, oh, I think I had
there's a
Night.
lot
I think I had Nightblade. I
I
thought
played. Yeah,
I thought that was fire. So if I get Marvel to sign off on that, since you're never gonna make Blade, I said, let's just go Nightblade.
I respect it. So
Unless
Hispanic,
unless the
can
people that
respect
watch can come up with a better Spanish name for something like that. You know what I
it.
mean?
El Cuchillo de la Noche.
Yes, yeah, something like that. Because they got to be able to say it. But you know, and would he be in New York?
Where is Deadpool Wolverine? Where are they from? I don't even know where they're from. Hold on.
That's a good question. I don't know where Wolvie's from or Deadpool.
Huh?
I feel like
I never.
I feel like Deadpool would be like California. I feel
Nah,
like
I feel like Deadpool is like from New York.
no. Or maybe because he be chilling with Spider.
No,
Because he be chilling with Spider Man.
yeah, Wolverine fought with the Union in the Civil War, right? So you got
You
to be
know,
from the North.
way more
I
than
think
I.
Wolverine gives me like Philadelphia vibes.
You know what I would do? I would do what we did. You know what I'm saying? I would do what we did. I'd make him from like. Well, I gotta see because I'm moving. I'm not gonna tell you where I'm moving yet until I move. But if I move to this spot and this fire, then maybe I would have him there. But as of right now, I'd probably make him in Miami
I can
because
see that. Yeah,
I love New York because obviously that's where I'm from. But I don't. I'm also of that. I hate everybody being from the same city.
yeah, no, I get that. I feel that. Definitely need some diversity up in here. We need some heroes from Idaho.
Yeah, I don't know about Idaho, but yeah, I mean that could be something there. But they got
Potato
too
Man.
they got too many seasons. I mean, too many places to have in Texas. Atlanta. like Miami, like places that we touch in our
Oh
game,
yeah,
which is why
for
y'all gotta
sure.
check it out.
Well, like I said, to wrap it up, Chance drop that link for the Amazon. Buy the book. We got issues 3 and 4, in the works. Issues 1 and 2 are out already. You're gonna get some a good story, and another one you're gonna learn about a character that's gonna be coming in later, another player. Chance, again, thanks for the interview. I see that I see you really care about your two characters, and it makes sense. I'm like I said, I'm a big Superman fan, and I'll ride it. I'll ride for him to the end.
I used to love Superman. I used to try to identify with him, and then that's where the Deadpool came into because we did this thing where Bunny, my sister, we had this thing at one point where we sometimes we still do it, but not so much anymore. But everybody in our family is pretty much named a character. So I used to always call myself Superman. My sister was like, "You are not Superman." And I was like, "What you mean?" And then we started bringing stuff. They're supposed to be our personalities, and she was like, "You're an asshole. Like Superman is not an asshole." So then that's when the Deadpool kind of came like, you know what? I am Deadpool. Yeah.
When I was a little kid, I used to have a red cape, and I used to run around the lawn, and so everyone started calling me Super JJ.
I don't even know why I like Superman so much. I used to love Superman. I don't know why.
I mean, like I said, for me, it was when I was a kid watching
All right,
WB.
so let me ask you a question for our last question before you go. But
Was up?
before we do, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You be yourself, all that good stuff. But the last question, final question: Who's your favorite Superman?
Was my favorite Superman like actor?
Yeah,
Oh, Henry Cavill. Not even close.
I think it's close. Christopher Reeves.
Listen, I feel that the thing about Henry Cavill. He personifies it great, and him as a person, like in real life, he's a nerd himself. You know what I mean? Like he's someone who I feel like was a fan of this character and got to become this character, and I feel like it shows through his work how much he wants his character to succeed. Not just for the money, not just for the movie, but for the character itself. He wants people to like this character. He wants people to love it because he loves this character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel that through a lot of his work when it comes to like nerd shit, like when he's in The Witcher. I think he was amazing as The Witcher.
Well, sadly enough, no shade. James Gunn put an end to that.
Oh yeah, don't trust me. I know. That's why I haven't watched the new season.
So one movie, that quest is over.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm not watching The Witcher no more. But when it
No,
comes to Superman,
I'm
I
after
feel like
I'm after Superman. All we got is Man of Steel. That's it.
Man of Steel, Superman vs Batman. We
We
got
can't.
just
I mean, again, we can get into this later, but you can't really call Superman versus Batman a movie because Snyder did it and he was a big Bat fan, and Superman pretty much played backseat. It was more
and
like a Batman movie.
I feel that I really do. But like I said, unfortunately we didn't get a ton of him right. But I think the stuff that we did get, I think it really showed that like if he had another solo movie, because the Man of Steel was a good movie for me. I loved it.
No, it
You know,
was. You know what would have been better? Again, we're trying to end this, but it's going. If they would have paid it off, and that scene when he was underwater and he came back up, if they would have paid that off, and Aquaman would have been the one that brought him back to sea.
I feel that. I've heard people say that too. I feel that would have been fire. But alas, we didn't get that. Um, Justice League, not the first one that came out, but the Snyder cut. I thought Superman again was fire in that. I mean, like Superman's overpowered. Right? We know that, right? Like people can't really stand a Superman, and there's the reason that the Earth is usually safe from like aliens, unless they're like super powerhouses, is because they know that we got Superman. You know what I mean? So to have him in that movie, like kind of not be around for like the first like 2 3 hours, it made sense because the second he came out, he was going to dog walk everybody. And that's what he did. He came out, and everyone that was struggling, they didn't have to struggle no more because the Kryptonian boy was back.
I think that's why he also gets hated because it's too powerful and then he's too like goody goody.
I mean, like I said, I don't mind the goody goody, because like if you read comics, Superman is snarky, he's an asshole, like, he has a lot of like one liners. But when it's time to work, it's time to work. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because Clark Kent has a lot of personality.
yeah,
But when it's time to put that suit on, man's all business.
well, yeah. Because he was chasing Lois, so you know what I'm saying.
He ain't just Chase, man. He got,
Yeah.
you know, he did what he intended to do.
But if y'all want to see us talk more about this stuff, because that's what we do. Put in the comments, and we'll be back.
Yep. Tell us who your favorite hero is. Drop in the comments.